Coming up, I'll be chatting about the reasons behind my ever-changing consistency with posting YouTube videos, my plans for future painting tutorials and this YouTube channel moving forward, as well as my other artistic focuses and goals for the future. If you want to go straight to a specific topic, I totally understand. Just go and check out the chapters listed in the video description below. Otherwise, you can enjoy my endless babbling for the next little bit, and thanks as always for watching and supporting. Hi! It's been a while. Hello. Just a heads up, this video is kind of all over the place, a little bit of a mess. I think I'm trying to tackle a bunch of topics at once that may or may not relate, but I kind of made them relate. I just have a lot of things I want to chat with you about. I don't ever get to sit down and talk directly to you, my YouTube audience. There's a lot of you here too. There's like 3,000 of you who are subscribed to my channel, and you don't often get to hear directly from me. Maybe you pick up little snippets about my life or updates in my hundreds of hours of painting content, but it's always broken up. It's always a one-sided conversation. So I just wanted to use this opportunity to sit down and tell you a little bit more about a lot of things going on. So first off, I know it's been a little bit since I've uploaded. 3 to 4 months-ish. Oh no. And consistency has never really been a thing on this channel, to be honest. I've gone from posting like 2 videos a week to 1 a week to 1 a month. It's been a declining scale, along with a couple little hiatuses here and there. And to explain all these inconsistencies and intentions and whatnot, I think I need to kind of go back in time and explain a little bit more about me and what got me onto YouTube to begin with, and just my overall goals so that you can understand why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I might be moving in different directions, let's say. So, a little bit more about me. Hi, YouTube, I'm Erin. Nice to meet you. My YouTube channel kind of started accidentally about 3.5 years ago when I, like many others at the start of the pandemic, lost their jobs and all of a sudden had a lot more time on their hands. For context, before YouTube, I was hosting paint and sip events. You know, those things that you'd see sometimes in bars and restaurants where there'd be a whole section kind of reserved for a group of around 30 people, and maybe you'd see an artist there who was setting up cute little tabletop easels and paintbrushes and cups of paint water, and then all the people would sit down and the host would lead them through a painting step by step while everyone's drinking and laughing and having some snacks and stuff. That was me. I was the host. And just like YouTube, I kind of accidentally fell into those too. I started by going to one of these events. I found out they were hiring. I applied on a whim, and then I was hired as a hosting artist. From there, I actually moved to a new area and wanted to continue hosting, and there were no paint and sip events in my area that I had found. So I partnered with a popular paint and sip company and brought events to a few cities in Ontario. And I went from just hosting the events to scheduling, supply managing, hiring, promoting, all the things. It became my life for a long time, and I was super, super passionate about it, and I took these events very seriously in terms of wanting to provide amazing experiences for people. I loved hosting them, I loved organizing and managing them, and I loved the fact that I could use my business background along with my passion for visual arts. So when spring 2020 rolled around and we were all under a very strict lockdown, staying at home and not able to go into bars and restaurants, I kind of lost my business, and it was pretty devastating. But more than that, honestly, I was just feeling super disconnected from everybody. I had been used to going into these bars and restaurants and connecting with 30 plus people at a time, 30 different people who had come into that venue likely saying something like, I can't even paint a stick figure, and then walking out and saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe I painted this. I was really starting to miss that, and I really felt like if there was any time we needed something like that in our lives, it was that exact time at the start of COVID when we were all stuck at home with nothing to do and wanting something to occupy our brains and keep us distracted from this crazy life event that had been happening to all of us. So I hopped online to see if I can just share painting with people. I was painting anyway just to keep my mind off of things and entertain myself, and I said, why not have some company? Eventually people started watching me, asking me some questions. I was happy to help them through with some tips and tricks and techniques for painting, and then eventually I started hosting my own little paint-alongs just to further inspire people to create and to give them an at-home activity while COVID was still going on. Again, I felt that was super important at the time. I was really motivated to be just doing that because I knew it had an impact on people and I knew that it was spreading something positive at the time. And that's when my YouTube videos started, because I would just record these live airings of paint-alongs or painting sessions on Twitch, and then I would simply upload them full length onto YouTube just so people could tune in later or paint on their own time, whatever it may be. And it felt really great to start having an artistic impact again. I could see that a lot of people were making time to not only just tune into my live streams, but check out my videos after they had been posted. I started getting some online feedback from people. It wasn't quite the same as in person, but it was really gratifying and it was really nice to know that I was making a difference. So as I was live streaming, I started growing a little bit of a community in different spots of the internet. I have my Twitch community, I have you here on YouTube, I've got my Facebook community, Discord, and one of the things that a lot of people were starting to ask about was to explore selling my artwork, which was something brand new to me at the time and something I'd never done. I received a ton of encouragement to explore this new path, and I was excited because despite painting my entire life as a hobby, I had never once considered trying to sell a painting or make anything of a direct career from being an artist. Selling original works on canvas, creating prints out of those, maybe creating some merchandise, just making other things other than paintings. It was a whole new path to explore for me and it was really exciting. So I started to focus more on that rather than live streaming all of the time and then posting those live streams to YouTube. Eventually I did open an online art shop, which is my website where I sell my personal works and different merchandise that I've created and designed. I also started focusing on commission work, so accepting requests from people who wanted custom paintings done for them. And I've honestly really loved this direction that I've been going. It's really allowed me to I think explore the full lengths of my creative abilities rather than making paintings that I intend to teach step by step and break down into bite-sized pieces. Overall, it's just been really rewarding to me, and I think a lot of people have been responding to it too. With them seeing my confidence and capabilities grow in real time over these live streams, I think it's inspired them in a different way rather than through me teaching them step by step how to make a specific design. So naturally, with these shifts in priorities and artistic goals, I just kind of drifted away from doing toots, and that's why you've started to see less and less videos posted, especially recently. To add, on top of all of that, I've gone through some very large personal life changes over the past few years, some good, some bad, that have caused some inconsistency with my videos. I can't blame it only on these new artistic goals and whatnot. It has been kind of a weird few years for me, honestly, personally. One of the more relevant changes and one of the positive changes is that I actually moved across the country. I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary of moving across Canada from Ontario to British Columbia, where I currently am now. And I thought that was relevant to share because you might notice there's a lot of Ontario references in a lot of my tutorial designs, and moving forward, you might see some different British Columbia references as a result. But I'm also choosing to mention it because I actually have a ton of moving footage. Fun fact, I thought this video was going to be a moving vlog many months ago, that I was going to say some of these updates in, but it never happened. So I have all this unused footage from moving. Enjoy these time lapses of lost, wasted footage. No longer lost and wasted because you're enjoying it now. Hooray. Maybe that was a little unnecessary and long-winded, but I'm just happy to give you a little context into who I am, where I came from before YouTube, and again, context into why these inconsistencies have been happening and where my head's at now and where I'm going moving forward. Overall, if I haven't answered this question yet, I don't think I have, I'm so sorry. Toots aren't going away. Toots will continue for the foreseeable future. I know I still enjoy teaching people how to paint a painting step by step, and I know there's a lot of you who still enjoy it too, and that's what drives me, honestly. So as long as you all keep enjoying it, and as long as I don't hate it, I will continue it. Please just understand that they're going to continue to be inconsistent. They're going to continue to be few and far between. I don't think I'm ever going to be going back to one a week like I was before, and I just hope that that can be understood and supported. And I want to say that out loud because I worry sometimes that some people only see me as someone who can give them a free step-by-step tutorial. Sometimes I feel like a lot of what I do outside of step-by-step tutorials is not really acknowledged, and toots are something that I choose to do with my time for free because A, I enjoy doing them and I like connecting with others while painting, and B, I know other people enjoy them and they do have a positive impact, and that's really important to me. But again, it is my choice, and I just hope everyone can understand and respect that maybe I want to spend my time doing other things artistically, and to not have an expectation that I'm always pumping out tutorials. I think people don't understand how much time can go into making one of these toots. Again, I've been doing this for so long now, and it's tough to come up with original designs, if I can be honest. I've created almost 100 unique designs for toots, all original, my own designs. And I'm starting to get really picky about what I want to post and teach because I want to make sure I'm not being super repetitive or doing the same thing over again. I want to make sure the time I'm putting into it is valued. Yeah, just some honest feelings about some things I feel like I've been experiencing. I want to be able to share and be proud of other things I'm doing artistically and not just be the toot person. And rest assured, I will make an update, either video or post or whatnot, if I ever decide that I never want to do toots again. I really don't see that happening for now, but maybe there is a day where I say no more ever, and I'll update because I understand that some of you might not be in that group that I was just describing of, you know, expecting things from me. It is something you follow me for, right? It's something you've learned that I do and that you enjoy. And if I'm not going to be doing that anymore, I do want to be honest with you about that so that you can seek that from somewhere else. But at the same time, I hope you are interested in other things I'm doing because I think I have a lot of exciting things coming up. With all that being said, you'll be pleased to know that I actually do have a toot coming up, thank you very much. I know I just talked about, you know, painting design burnout, but I've been recently inspired by a lot of the scenery I've been seeing outside, and I really wanted to make a fall-centric painting, so I made one, and I've got a toot coming up. I think it's Friday, November 3rd? It'd be good if I prepped this beforehand. Yeah, it is. It's Friday, November 3rd. Be there, be there, be there. As usual, I'll be hosting it live on Twitch if you want to tune in live with me so that you can ask me questions and chat with others who are painting along. I'll be starting it at 5 p.m. PST, but feel free to jump in a little early if you want to kind of get set up and ask questions and chat with me. Otherwise, I will post the recorded version, as always, to YouTube shortly after, so you can expect it sometime near the start of the month of November. So we have that to look forward to, despite everything I just said. My goal when I first started my artistic journey online was to educate and inspire people creatively. A newer goal that's kind of popped up in my life recently has been taking care of my mental health, and I think that's more important now than ever. Again, thinking back to everything we've experienced in the past few years, beyond just COVID too. It's a wild world out there right now. And I know for a fact that painting, art, creative projects in general have helped me significantly in that department, and I know it's helped many others significantly as well. It's been such a major part of relaxing, unwinding, disconnecting, learning a new skill. There's so many important things with painting and art. I know I really want to still spread that notion and contribute to the ever-growing accessibility of artistic knowledge and inspiration online. I'm just wondering recently if there's like a better way to do that rather than these very formatted step-by-step toots I've been doing. And I'm wondering if there's another way that also helps align a little bit better with my new artistic goals and aspirations. So what's next for this YouTube channel if I'm not posting toots as much anymore? I don't know. I'm still kind of figuring it out. I do think that exploring different like video formats and content would be fun. I feel like I've been saying that lightly forever and then I never do it. So as usual, I don't want to make any promises, but I do want to have a little bit of a conversation about that with you. As someone who's still, I would say, newer to the online art world, I'm still kind of learning about what content I could be making, could be contributing to, and the type of content I like watching as well. I know personally I've been a little more drawn to things like artist vlogs recently, things like studio tours, behind the scenes looks at the art business side of things. I really like watching quick little time lapses of art come together so I can see very quickly different processes that people use. And all of that excites me as potential things I could do too. I could make some of these things maybe. And those are all types of things that I like to watch, but what do you like to watch? For real, I'd love to hear from you if any of those video types that I mentioned resonated with you, or maybe there's a completely different video type that you've been hoping to see from me. Let me know in the comments below. And I recognize that's usually bait for the YouTube algorithm, comment below, but I'm serious, I want to hear from you. Like I said at the start of the video, it's rare that I get to ask these questions directly to you, YouTube, my YouTube audience, so please speak up if you'd like to. If you do consider yourself one of those people who are interested in what I do outside of just step-by-step painting tutorials, or you just want to follow my artistic journey in general, here's a couple things I want to shout out for you. First of all, and most exciting of all, I'm just gonna give you the best for first here. I've been working on a painting series for the first time. I'm calling it a series because essentially it's a very cohesive set of paintings, which I've never really done before. Usually I'm just painting anything and everything that comes to mind, but this time I really focused in on one subject. The subject is clouds, and it's the first ever of anything like it that I've done. I'm serious when I say that I think these are some of the prettiest things I've ever made. Sorry, I'm finding some for you. Look. There's going to be 9 paintings total. I'm almost done all of them. These are the ones I have fully completed. I love them. They all mean so much to me. They come from my whole heart. They resemble such positive feelings in my life, and I'm happy to put it all on canvas now and like really challenge myself as well with the subject matter and what I can actually accomplish when I spend many hours on something. The series is called Cloud 9 and it becomes available on my website on Thursday, November 9th, because Cloud 9, hiiiiii, and then number 9. I know a Thursday is kind of a weird choice, but it gives us something to look forward to on a weekday, so why not? So there's going to be 9 paintings. I'll be making print versions of all of them as well for those who prefer prints. There's some merchandise items that I have released before that are going to be kind of Cloud 9 themed. There's new things that I haven't released before that are going to be Cloud 9 themed. And all of that's going to be revealed over time as we get closer to the launch date, but I'll be streaming live that day just to celebrate with everybody and all the work that I've put into this and to see it all kind of come together, and hopefully being live will, in a weird way, calm my nerves because this is this is a lot. It's kind of scary, honestly. Other stuff that I lightly touched on before, but I'll shout out again for you. I do commissions now. If you're interested in chatting with me about that, I'll throw a little link up on the screen. Here you go. Here you go. That link will bring you to a page on my website which goes through kind of the commission process, what to expect, what I can offer with painting designs, a base price, things like that. And then you have a link to a form that you can fill out if you want to actually receive a quote and chat with me more about what I can offer. And then lastly, I've said Twitch a bunch of times in this video. I'll remind you, I'm still live on Twitch 3 times a week. It may look like I disappear from other social medias sometimes, but Twitch is always a pretty good consistent one. At least this year I've been very consistent, a few times a week live streaming. And I know some of you have made your way over to Twitch already to say, hey, I'm from YouTube, I love your YouTube videos, and I go, oh my gosh, no way. It always brightens my day when you pop over, even just to say a quick hello. But it really does support me too to watch live. The more viewers I have on Twitch, the more my stream is recommended, the more people can learn about my art, become inspired, whatnot. So it all helps, even just to watch me for free. I'm live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. PST, so early afternoon for West Coast and later afternoon for East Coast. And those are the days you'll most likely see me doing something art related. Most likely painting. Usually I'm painting a personal piece or working on a commission or just messing around on a canvas having fun. And then other times I might be doing some digital art, I might be doing some bullet journaling, or doing some sort of like doodling in a journal, so more like drawing related stuff. Check it out if any of that interests you. And then I am live on Sundays at 11 a.m. PST as well, but that's usually gaming content, which might be something you want to see if you just like chatting with me and hanging out and seeing what I'm up to. I play a wide variety of games. Recently we played through Pikmin 4, Zelda Majora's Mask, I like my Nintendo. Sometimes I dabble in some spooky games. It's just a fun way to hang out. So if that sounds like a good time to you, you can hop in again Sundays or Tuesdays and Thursdays for the art content at twitch.tv/ErinBunPaints. And if you really like keeping up, I am at least semi-active on a few different social medias. Here they all are for you now. Everything is at Erin Bun Paints, so just search Erin Bun Paints on pretty much any platform and you should find me. Enjoy. Cool. Okay, glad we're up to speed. I know I feel better getting that all out. I hope this was at least informative or semi-entertaining for you watching. Thanks so much for sticking with me through it. Thanks for watching, supporting, and doing all the things. And again, genuinely excited to hear from you about what kind of content you might want to see from me in the future. Until then, I'll see you later. Bye!